Life is like blacksmithing because you have to have patience with it. Hi, my name's Michelle and I'm learning to blacksmith. It's interesting because, fire and water are completely opposite things, and you just have metal and it's kind of the immovable middle. And if you apply both to your center, you can get this incredible thing out of it. The metal is not gonna do what you want to do just because you scream at it. You have to work the way the metal wants to work. We just all walked in and he gathered around his forge and said, "This is how you light a fire, go light the fire." And we did. And then he said, "This is how you heat and shape your metal, go heat and shape your metal." And we did. It doesn't really take all that long for the metal to heat, and you can pull it out and it's glowing. But then it loses its heat really fast, and if it cools down, you just have to reheat it, just keep on working with it. Wisdom is knowing how to take other people's advice, because a lot of times they'll have done something already and they'll know what to do. You take your hammer and you start working with it. It's my first time and it's actually pretty easy. It's pretty cool. eWisdomWorkshop.
I want to be, first of all, a good father and husband, a person that understands and communicates and listens to other people's needs. Hi, my name is Brian Talerico, and welcome to Talerico's Chocolates. When I was 14, I was lucky enough to spend a year in Italy with my family that exposed me to art from the masters, and it struck a chord with me. I come from a very loving family, a very supportive family that enabled me to pick creativity as a vocation. The process of making chocolates is greatly satisfying, from the time I pour warm chocolate out onto the slab to hand temper, through the process of creating a single piece of chocolate and watching the happiness it brings. There are rewards and there are pitfalls. I've been doing this for 22 years. Sometimes it doesn't come out perfectly. Failure is around every turn. Good ingredients make for a good product. It also applies to my life. It's all part of the recipe that makes for good chocolate or makes for a good person. I want to be a person that's passionate about what I do. I want to be a person that's giving, productive, successful, a person that my community respects. Creating myself is an ongoing process. I'm still awed by what I do. I'm grateful and understand how lucky I am to be able to do what I do. A kid in a candy store gets the joy of seeing all those amazing flavors and colors, creating my own world in a way.
eWisdomWorkshop.
A true vocation is when you are living your potential and you're making the most of your natural gifts and talents and why you came to this earth, really. Doing what you love every single day and getting paid for it. I've known since a very early age that I wanted to be a teacher. At an early age, I didn't know what kind of teacher I wanted to be, but the older I got, the more I realized I was very interested in art and decided to connect those two interests. I think wisdom is the little voice in part that comes from your heart, comes from the deep part of yourself that really knows the reason why you've come to this earth to share your gifts with the rest of humanity. My name is Reinhard and I'm the Director of Visual Art.
I decided to blow glass when I was in college. A friend of mine was taking a glass blowing class and took me to the glass shop, and that was it. Once I saw that big flame, I was hooked.
I love taking the liquid form, how it's hot and molten and moving around and totally a blob, and then changing it into glass of all kinds. Hi, my name is Gardner, and welcome to the Hot Shop. It is a little noisy in here, but that's the sound of creativity.
You have to respect a lot of old masters and old design. There's a lot of challenges, but in the end, it's the most exciting thing I've ever done. I love it.
True vocation. That's tough. For me, I think it means that you really feel happy with yourself and the way you're leading your life.
There's a lot of wisdom in glass. I always say to my students, glass chose you. You don't choose glass.
I find sources of wisdom everywhere. Through the glassmaking process, I've learned to adapt and change, learn to let things go, and value what's really important.
Wow, patience. I'm one of those people that didn't have patience. One of the masters told me that you have to respect the fire because fire will always win.
Sculpting glass will make you humble because you will realize how difficult it is and how much time it takes to learn how to do it.
The important thing is perseverance. You have to stick to it. You have to work really hard. You can't just gain it. You got to practice. You have to study it. You have to train it.
Maybe a true vocation teaches you about yourself. Good luck. Don't take yourself too seriously. The glass is half full.
eWisdomWorkshop.